Good morning, first graders. I hope you enjoyed the beautiful weather we had over the weekend. It was so nice to be able to be outside, see the sun. Good morning, Caleb. Hi, Jose. Good morning. Let's see who else is here. Hi, Maggie. Hi, Emerson. Hi, Kellen. Good morning, everybody. On this Monday morning, chillier today than it was yesterday, huh? It was so nice. All right. There's Elijah. Hi, Elijah. Good morning. Let's see what poems we have left in here because we've really read a lot of them. Let's see what would be a good one. There's just such good pictures in here. Here. Summer rain, rainy day. We read all those about growing. And this one's about brave, being brave. Let's try that one. I don't know if we read this one. Look at this little guy in a lion costume, roaring, trying to be brave. Hi, Penny. It says, are you brave? Are you brave and don't know it? Are you brave and can't tell? Are you brave and you just don't show it, while others know it very well? Are you brave and you wonder? Are you brave and you doubt? Are you brave above and under, especially when you're inside out? Tell me, won't you tell me? Tell me, are you brave? I think this poem is telling us that a lot of times we're braver than we might think we are. That sometimes we don't feel brave, or maybe we feel a little bit scared about trying something, but then we try it anyways. And we really are brave after all. I know I feel like that sometimes, that I feel nervous about doing something new and I don't want to do it. And I think I'm not brave enough. And then I do it and all of a sudden I realize, wow, I was pretty brave after all. But sometimes you don't always think about it as being brave. Oh, look at this cute one with peanut butter and jelly. Did we read this one yet? Look how he made the lines almost, it kind of looks like a rainbow. Like the peanut butter and jelly are having fun under a rainbow. Isn't that cute? Hi, Jair. Hi, Sadie. Let's see what this one says. It's called Let's Be Together Today. Let's go right away. Go somewhere today. Let's be together and stay and stay. Let's go together today right away. Let's be together today. Together's the way I like the best. I like to be with you. I like the things you explain to me, the things you show me to do. Let's go right away. Go somewhere today. Let's be together and stay and stay. Let's be together today. Right away, let's be together today. Some days it's good to be alone, and sometimes I get bored. There's just so much you can do yourself with a ball or a doll or a sword. But whenever I hear you've got some time and want me to be with you, I wonder how you knew, 'cause that's what I wanted too. Let's go right away, go somewhere today. Let's be together and stay and stay. Let's go together today right away. Let's be together today. That's a nice one. And even though we can't be together in the same place right now, we can be together like we're doing on Zoom and right here. And we can't be together in the same place, but we can still be together by seeing each other. And I know lots of you are doing that with your family and friends too. Mr. Rogers, he always knows. Okay, guys. Today this week we're going to learn something a little different. Before we've been practicing phonics skills, and phonics is when we learn about how letters and sounds work. This week we're going to learn about grammar. And grammar is how sentences work. And sentences have different parts to them. So we're going to learn a few of the different parts this week. The first sentence, the first thing about grammar we're going to learn about is something called a noun. Can you say that word? Noun. And a noun is the part of a sentence that talks about a person, a place, an animal, or a thing. So every sentence you have talks about one. if you don't have a noun in your sentence, it's not really a full sentence. It's just part of a sentence. So a sentence about a person could sound like this. Miss Quinlan is teaching a lesson. I would be the noun. I'm the person in that sentence. You can also have a noun that's a place. Sometimes a sentence has two nouns. Miss Quinlan is teaching in her room. There's two nouns there. Miss Quinlan is the person, and her room is the second noun, the place where I am. Sometimes the noun can be a thing, like this whiteboard. You can even just talk about something that the color that it has. This marker is pink. The noun is marker. That's the thing. And then animals can be a noun too. I could say the dog is brown. In that sentence, the noun is dog. Okay, so let's try to think of some. Let's see if you can type, or you can choose one picture, one emoji that that goes into that category. Okay, see if you can find a picture of a person. Find a picture of a person. Can you put one in your little box? Can you find a person emoji? Let's see. Oh yeah, Maggie has someone raising her hand. Elijah has a person walking away. I think Emerson has a bride. Oh no, she has someone going like this with their hands over his head. Jose's got someone raising his hand. Very good. So when we're talking about nouns, a person can be a noun, right? See if you can find a place. Can you find an emoji of a place? Hi, Zane. A place, like a room or a school or a building or a zoo or the inside of an airplane or the inside of a car. Can you find an emoji of a place? Oh yeah, nice job, guys. This is kind of fun, huh? Picking out emojis. I have to lean in close so I can see what you have. Nice, good job. How about a thing? Thing can be a really big category, right? It can be anything. It can be a marker. It can be a whiteboard. It can be a shirt. It can be a ball. It can be a computer. It can be a video game. It can be an apple, an orange, any kind of fruit. Oh, Emerson's got a whole bunch of things there. See if you can find a thing. There's a whole section that is just kind of like random things, you know. Could be a trophy. Oh, yeah, Elijah's got a soccer ball. That is a thing. Nice job. It could be, my desk is full of things right now. I've got a mug. I've got a pencil. I've got Post-its. I've got markers. I've got, what else? Look at, I even have a violin over here. A violin, lots of things. My room is full of things. Oh, sorry, Sadie. You could write a word, though, if you can. Let's see. Oh, look at all the things Emerson has. She's got dice and tents and folders. Maggie's got a computer and a CD. Very cool. And the last category we're going to talk about is animals. Animals. Can you find a picture of an animal, an emoji of an animal? Oh, my nose is itchy today. Animals. What animals can you find? Or you can write. You can write cat or dog or horse or squirrel or snake. Anything. What does Penny have there? A bug? Oh, she's got a parrot. Cool. Elijah's got a whole zoo. He's got a dog. Let's see, pull closer. So you're just going to have to see my face really close. Dog, fox, lion, monkey. Wow. Unicorn, pigs, hamsters. Nice job, guys. Bumblebees, ducks, ladybugs, spiders. Yeah, dinosaurs. Very good. You guys are doing a great job. So a noun is the part of the sentence that tells you what the sentence is about. The sentence can be about a person, can be about a place, it can be about a thing, or it can be about an animal. And a lot of times there's 2 or 3 or even all 4 kinds of these nouns in a sentence. And so when you go on IXL, there's a topic for you to work on this week on your schedule that has you sort these things into the different categories. So that's what a noun is. A noun is a person, like you. A noun is a place, like your house. A noun is a thing, like the phone or the tablet that you're using. And a noun is an animal, like any animal that you see outside, a dog or cat. Very good. So tomorrow we're going to learn about a different kind of grammar called possessive nouns. So it should be fun to try to learn about something new this week. Okay, everybody. So let's get started on some math. So if you have a paper or a pencil nearby, you can pull it out. So this week, today for math, we're going to be practicing tens and ones, and we're going to practice kind of some different things about them that match with your IXL topics this week. So last week we were practicing writing numbers in tens and ones, and let's do a little practice with that. So I'm going to draw a number, and you write what it is. Can you write what that number is? Remember, these are tens, and these are ones. What number is that? Let's count together. 10, 20, 30, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44. Very good. Let's try another. I'll draw it so you can see it, so you can count with me. Ready? While I'm drawing, you can count. What's that number? $10, $20, $30, $40, $50, $60, $61. Very good. Let's try another one. You count that one? Nice job, guys. What's this one here? 2 tens. How many ones? Can you count them? Okay. 10, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. Nice job. Let's try one more before we learn something new. That's a lot of tens. Let's try it. Ready? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. 10 tens. I'm going to draw a square around that. So I have my group of 100, and then this is what I had that didn't fit into the 100. I have 10, 11, 12, 13. So I write that number just like this. One group of 100, right there. 1, 10. I really thought I was going to get it that time, that 3. 113. That means there's one group of 100, 1 10, and 3 ones. 1 100, 1 10, 3 ones. Or you can think of it as 1 113, because 13 is 1 10 and 3 ones. Very good. Now, this is the fastest way to write a number, because we know that writing and using tens is fast. We can count those so quickly. But sometimes maybe if you're keeping track of your Legos, maybe you're separating them by color, or maybe you're counting tickets. People are giving you tickets and you have to count them. You might have things in different groups, and you might have not a picture that looks like this. So we're gonna practice reading pictures that aren't just in tens and ones, and then we could practice how we change them to tens and ones. So sometimes you might see a picture like this. This is one of your IXL topics. So you have some tens and then a lot of ones. Whoa, that's a lot. I can still count this number though, right? I can still count the tens and still count the ones. So I have 10, 20, 30. Now I have to count the ones carefully. That's why I trying to draw them in a line. 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. I'm going to draw a circle around those because I know it's a 10. And then I have 1, 2, 3, 4. So I have 10, 20, 30, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44. Oh, backwards 4s. Drats. Turns out I can't draw backwards and upside down. That's one step too hard. So this one had, inside 44, there's this, the way this number was drawn, there were 3 10s and 14 ones. 3 10s and 14 ones. So you might have a problem like this if you're solving this math problem. 30 plus 14. That's what this might look like. 30 plus 14. Let's try another one. What is this number? Whoa, that's a lot of ones. Maybe you were using ones to check something off, to make sure you had all the pieces. You put down 1 1 every time you put something away. And you didn't have time to change them into the tens. So you might have something that looks like this. Let's count them. Ready? And every time I get to a 10, I'm going to circle them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's 1 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's another 10. And then there's 2 left. So there's 10, 20, 21, 22. Very good. So you might have a picture that's just all ones, and you have to count them up and group them into tens. If I wanted to draw it in tens and ones, I would turn these groups into 2 tall tens, right? And then 2 ones. It would look like that. 10, 20, 21, 22. These are 2 different ways to show the same number, right? We can draw it in the tens and the ones, or we can draw it in the ones, or we can draw it in different combination of tens and ones, but they're all showing the same number. Let's try a few more. Okay, let's try this one. Whoa. You try this one. And if you know me, you know that these are groups of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you could count by tens and then by groups of 5. That would be a quick way to count. See if you can give it a try. How many are there all together? 3 tens and a whole bunch of ones. It seems I see 4 groups of 5. 5, 5, 5, 5, 3. What number is that? What number is that? Let's count. 10, 20, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. The reason I put a box around them is if I lose count, then I don't have to go all the way back to the beginning. I know that, oh, this is 10, so then I can start 10, 20, 30, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50. Very good. 51, 52, 53. You guys nailed it. Awesome. Oh, man. 53. I'm not getting it right with my numbers today. 53. Very good. If we were to turn these 2 groups of tens into tall tens, then the number would look like this. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 51, 52, 53. Nice job. Let's try 2 more. Then we're going to learn some new things about animals today. I'm going to draw a lot of ones. Whoa, so many ones. All right, but I know you can do it. Whoa, look at all those ones. So I see 2 tens, 10, 20. Let's see how many groups of 5 there are. 1, here's 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 4. Whoa, so how many groups of 10 are in there? If this is 5 and this is 5, then this is 10. This is 10. This is 10. This is almost 10. It's a group of 5 and 4, so it's just 1 missing. So that's a group of 9. See if you can get it. 10, 10, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 4. You got it? Let's make some groups of 10, shall we? So we have 10, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. There's one group of 10. 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50. Now this one's almost a 10, but it's not quite. 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59. Nice job. I see some of you got that. Good job, Caleb. So this problem had 2 tens, and look at how many ones. There were 10, 20, 39 ones. So the number sentence that might go with this is 20 plus 39. There are 2 tens and 39 ones. Very good, everybody. So as you're working on your IXL topics this week, there's a topic that's just like this. Making tens and ones, counting a number with tens and ones. And sometimes it's the way we first learned it, and sometimes it's lots of ones and a few tens, or a few tens and lots of ones. So you shouldn't be too thrown off when you see them. Okay, so last week we started learning about animals, and we learned about the life cycle of an animal and a plant, right? So the life cycle, we can draw one of a bean or a flower, right? It starts as a seed. Right? And then it becomes a sprout. A teeny tiny little plant. And then the sprout gets a little bit taller and it has some leaves. Right? Then there's leaves. And then it gets some flowers. And what's growing under the flowers? More beans, right? Then there were bean pods on the trees, or little tiny pumpkins. And then inside those beans is more seeds. And then you can plant the seeds and they become a sprout, and then they get leaves, and then they get flowers, and then they get beans. And then you can plant those seeds and they get sprouts, and they go around and around, right? And the same thing with lots of animals. The animals that we studied, they started in eggs, right? The chicken started in an egg, and then he became a chick, and he had that white feathery down. And then he became a young chicken, and he started to look like his parents. He was white if he was a girl, and he might have had black or brown feathers if he was a boy, a rooster. And then they became adult chickens, and then they could lay their own eggs. And with tadpoles, they started in eggs, and then they became tadpoles, where they looked kind of like fish, and they swam underwater. Then they started growing legs, and their tail got shorter. And then they turned into an adult frog, and then they could lay their own eggs. So that was the first thing we learned about animals. And now we're going to start learning and reading some really cool books about this next question. How do animals protect themselves? Because when we were reading the frog book, remember we learned about all of those predators that the tadpole had, how the mom has to lay all those eggs in a clump to protect them, because there's so many things in the pond or the lake that want to eat the frog. So we're going to learn how animals protect themselves, because most animals have something called a predator. And a predator is something that wants to eat them, something that's bigger or faster than them and wants to eat them as their food. So animals have to do all kinds of things to protect themselves so that they can have more babies, and that the babies are protected and they don't get eaten by another animal. And they do all kinds of things to help keep themselves alive. And there's some really cool things. So we're going to be reading from this book called Animal Defenses. And a defense is how you protect themselves. Here's a little blurb on the back. It says, "What do you do when you are afraid? Do you yell for help? Do you hide or run away? Some animals do these things when they are threatened, while others use more unusual methods to defend themselves. Some caterpillars scare away hungry birds by acting like snakes. Possums play dead so that predators will ignore them. There is a lot to discover about the amazing world of animal defenses." This is one of my favorite units because there's just so many cool things that we learn. So the introduction of the book tells you a little bit about what you're going to learn in all the chapters. Here's the contents. So first I'm going to read the introduction. It gives us a little taste for what we could learn in here. Because what do you do when you are afraid? Do you yell for help? Do you hide? Do you run away? Sometimes it's the beginning of the back of the book. Some animals do these things too when they are afraid, but many animals defend themselves in more unusual ways. Some animals change color to make it hard for a predator or enemy to see them in the environment. An octopus can do this in seconds. Other animals pretend to be something they're not. An inchworm holds itself stiff to look like a stick. Some animals even have partnerships with other animals. Buffalo depend on birds to warn them of danger, and some crabs use an animal called an anemone like a sword. These are just a few of the strange ways in which animals defend themselves. Read on to find out more about the amazing world of animal defense. So here's an illustration of the blue-ringed octopus in its camouflage colors. Most of the time it looks like this, but if it sees something coming, a predator, it changes its colors to look like this. Now look how much harder it is to see in the water, especially some animals don't have as good as eyesight as we do, or might not even be able to see colors or see kind of different colors than we do. It might be a lot harder for them to see dressed like if he looks like this. So that's actually the first thing we're going to learn about is camouflage. So I'm going to turn to this chapter called Can You Find Me? And it's on page 10. Says, if an animal, you know what this animal is? A sloth. If an animal is not a fast mover, what does it do when a predator is close by? It hides. Some animals hide in their homes. Others don't go anywhere to hide. They just sit very still since they look like their surroundings. Their enemies don't see them. This is called camouflage. Now I know up close it's easy to see this sloth, but these sloths live high up in trees. And if you're something that's on the ground and you look up, this fur is just the same color as these branches. And look at how long his arms are. They almost look like branches. So it would be hard to find this sloth from way up above. In the South American rainforest, this three-toed sloth spends most of its time hanging from a branch. It moves so little that tiny plants called algae grow on its long gray hairs. This makes the sloth look like the gray-green lichen plants that grow on branches around it. The sloth looks so much like a plant that sometimes moths live in its fur. So it confuses its predator and moths because they think it's an animal. Look at these. Can you see this bird here? And this ant. So this is the Australian tawny frogmouth. And this is the decorator crab. What a fun name. This bird up here, the Australian tawny frogmouth, sleeps in a tree all day long. Its brown feathers and the shape of its body make it look like a broken tree branch. At night, when the frogmouth hunts for insects, the darkness protects it. So during the day, it looks like a tree, and it hunts at night when it's harder to be seen. Look at this. This is called a decorator crab. Why do you think that is? What does it look like it's doing? The decorator crab works hard to camouflage itself. With its claws, it cuts pieces of seaweed from the clumps that lie on the seashore. It chews one end of the seaweed to make it sticky. Then it sticks the seaweed onto the blisters on its back. If the crab moves to a place with a different kind of seaweed, it changes its disguise. Wow, what a smart creature. Yikes. So right now he lives in a place where there's this kind of orangey seaweed, and he sticks it to his back. But if he moves to a place that maybe it's green or brown, he'll take off the red and put on the green so that it's harder for them to see. And we'll read one more right here. This is a flounder. As the flounder hunts for food on the ocean floor, it rests on different backgrounds. If it sees a sandy seabed, the flounder's skin changes to look like the sand. Or a rocky bottom, its skin looks like tiny rocks. A flounder can even look like a checkerboard if it rests on one for a while. So can you see him in there? So it can change the color of its skin to look at the background. And then something we'll read about another time is what they said in the introduction, that some animals use their homes to protect themselves. So they have places that they can go to really quickly if a predator comes. But today, we're thinking mostly about camouflage. And I'm going to show you, this book is so cool. It's called Where in the World? And on each page, it has a camouflaged animal. And I want you to see if you can find it. I'm going to read the introduction while you see. Can you find the camouflaged animal or insect? Imagine that you are an animal in the wild trying to avoid a prowling predator. If it can't find you, it can't eat you. Now imagine that you are the predator, silently hunting for prey. If your prey does not find you, you can catch it and eat it. Whether an animal is looking for something to eat or trying to avoid being eaten or both, it will probably survive longer if it blends into its environment. That's why some creatures hide with their colors. It's called camouflage. An animal can be so well camouflaged that it practically vanishes in plain sight. To stay camouflaged, some creatures change their appearance from one minute to another or from one season to the next. See if you can find the camouflaged animals photographed in their natural habitats. The poems will give you hints. When you think you have found a hidden animal, or if you give up, open the flap to see where in the wild it really is. Then read on to find more about these amazing animals and their vanishing acts. Do you guys see it? It's right up here. It's a ladybug. And it's really hard to see on that red flower. Okay, let's try this first one here. It's called Wary Eyes. The poem gives you clues. Wary eyes, ears are keen, sniff the air, seldom seen, crouching low in the brush, standing still, watching, hush. Darkness falls on the prowl, rising moon, yip and howl. Do you see it? Then look at this next page. It shows you where it is. Did you see that coyote there? He was so hard to see. Can you see him? He's like right there. Oh, funny Elijah, those eyes. And then there's more to learn about the coyote here. Let's see what it says. The howl of the coyote is a well-known song of the West, but coyotes are more often heard than seen. These intelligent, bushy-tailed cousins of domestic dogs are most active at night when they yip and howl. A coyote's excellent sense of smell, vision, and hearing help it find prey and avoid danger. With a drab reddish coat and the instinct to stand still when frightened, coyotes are easily overlooked. Once the threat has passed, they may silently dash away, running up to 40 miles per hour. Cool. Let's do one more today, and then this week during Instagram, instead of reading poems in the morning, we'll read these poems and see if you can find these creatures. Can you see it? Grayish, greenish. Grayish, greenish, blackish tree. The colors you see are the colors of me. Grayish, greenish, blackish bark. I'm bumpy and blotchy, part light and part dark. Grayish, greenish, what do I hear? A sound in the branches that's coming too near. Grayish, greenish, blackish, yikes! What if it saw me? What if he strikes? Grayish, greenish, what do I do? Oh no, he has found me. I'll soon be his food. Do you see it? You know what kind of animal it is? It's a gray-green tree frog. Wow, he's so hard to see. He looks exactly like the moss on the tree. That is cool. The gray-green tree frog. If you hear a high trill in the trees, it might be a bird or an insect, or it might be a tree frog. Most frogs live in water, but some species live in trees, leaping from branch to branch, gripping the wood with the sticky suction pads at the end of their toes. A tree frog's long tongue is also sticky. Zap! Bye-bye, fly. Brightly colored tree frogs have poisonous skin that no predator wants to eat. Their colors advertise their poisons. Watch out, they seem to be saying. You don't want to eat me. But many kinds of tree frogs are not toxic, and they would make a fine meal for a snake or an owl. For these frogs, their defense is their camouflage. Gray tree frogs have rough, bumpy gray-green skin with dark patches. Against trees blotched with moss and lichens, they practically disappear. When a gray tree frog moves from a dark trunk to lighter colored leaves, its skin turns light green. Most of the time, the gray tree frog's camouflage works, but once in a while, the predator's eyes are better than the tree frog disguise. So here's what he looks like. And those are those sticky little hands there. Wow, cool. So tomorrow, we'll read some more of these and we'll learn a little bit more about camouflage. All right? So today at 1 o'clock, we have a special guest coming. Mr. Clark is coming at 1 o'clock, and he's going to do a little music lesson with us. You don't need anything except for yourself and your computer to look and listen, okay? So we'll see him at 1 o'clock. And if you have any sketches for your first story, you can bring those too, because we're going to start sketching the first thing that we want to write. Remember, sketching is drawing quickly. Okay, so those are the things that we're going to do this afternoon, and I'll see you at 1. Bye, everybody.